Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's your boy Noir, and today I'm here to talk about this game called Slave Zero X. I found out about it just from scrolling through the PlayStation Store. I watched the trailer and was like, "Oh shit, this looks cool," but it's not coming out until February. But there's a demo out on Steam that you can play. So I played it. I've replayed it a few times, and now I'm here to talk about it. I think what's really cool about this game is the fact that it's going for the character action Devil May Cry sort of stylish hack and slash, right? Nowadays, we really don't get those. I mean, besides Devil May Cry, I can't think of that many games that came out and really scratched that itch. Very recently, we got the new Yakuza game, but that isn't exactly Devil May Cry. It's close. It's definitely an action game with, depth and mechanics, but it's not Devil May Cry. This is going more this this game, Slave Zero X, is more so going towards beat 'em up Devil May Cry stylish action game, right? So it's being developed by a studio called Poppyworks. I looked at their previous games and they made basically nothing like this game, and it's being published by Ziggurat, which publishes a lot of hack and slash indie games, randomized indie games, whatever. So why is this game good? It does a really good job of mixing the character action genre with the fighting game genre. Actually, there's a lot of mechanics that they say are from Guilty Gear. I'm not familiar with Guilty Gear. I just know them as general action game mechanics, right? Stuff like a burst mechanic for getting enemies off you. There's You can bounce enemies off walls, bounce them off the ground. When they are on the ground, that is them being on the ground, and you have to get them off the ground by doing specific off the ground moves. Shit like that, right? On top of just the general feel, flow, the sound design, the hit effects, stuff like that. You can tell that it's inspired by fighting games. You don't have a crazy amount of moves, but the way you can link them all together, it's all really nice. You can cancel out moves with other moves, cancel out moves with jumps, cancel out moves with dash, and on top of that, you have a bar that you can use for various things, right? You can cancel actions with the dash, which will use a bar. You can cancel any action, period, if you press R1, the ordnance button, during any action. You can just cancel anything, which is nice. On top of that, you have EX moves, which are kind of hard to do now, but basically you press two buttons and the heavy attack button, you get a special EX version of the move. And if you let the bar fill up all the way, you can just use it and you go into a super meter mode, double trigger mode, and basically all the end lag on all your moves are shortened. You can cancel out a lot of different moves into a lot of different moves, and basically you can just link anything with everything. Honestly, even besides, I'm gonna assume as you progress through the full game, you're gonna get upgrades and more abilities. Even with just what's in the game right now, it's very fun running through the three levels that are in the game. It's just beating everyone up, right? I've played the demo maybe for 2 or 3 hours at this point, and I've gotten satisfied with how good I've gotten at it, but I'm still not a master, right? I've barely gotten into the parry mechanic that's in the game. Basically, you have to hold forward at the right time. It's very hard to do. Honestly, they should make that more generous. As I've been playing it, the more stuff I figure out, the more little nuances I learn, and it's very fun. Even still, even though I would say I'm good, I don't use all the moves. I don't use every mechanic, right? Like, I'm not a master yet. But another thing this game does really well is just the general style, right? The art style, the sprites, the music, the voice acting, all of that stuff, the general aesthetic of the game is very well done. I think it's really cool. Honestly, it's cooler than fucking most games, I feel like. Even something like the voice acting, it's very good. I've looked into a lot of the voice actors, and most of them you've probably heard before through either other video games or just through like anime dubs. So it has a level of quality and TLC to it besides just the gameplay that is honestly, I feel like it's a little surprising. Like, it's not AAA, it's honestly not AA, but it's still, you can tell there's quality here, right? You can tell there's effort being put into not just the gameplay, and I think it shows very clearly. But Even though I do think the gameplay is really good, the style is really good. If you're a Devil May Cry fan, you should definitely try it. One thing I will say is right now it isn't perfect, right? There's a demo out and there's a lot of problems with the game. Mainly the movement. It's very unrefined, stiff, and clunky, right? A lot of things that should just feel right, just feel seamless, don't really feel right or feel seamless. Mainly sprinting and jumping, it's very separate, and you can't really link your sprints to your dodges to your jumps very easily. It's all very separate, and like, you know, attacking enemies behind you is a little difficult because you have to really be in neutral before you can hit someone behind you. There's a lot of little nuances to the game that, if fixed or worked on for the actual release, would honestly make the game go from like maybe, you know, a game that's really fun, you know, for like what it is, but has a lot of problems, to something that's really to something that I could really recommend for people looking for a character action game. I think that's the difference maker for the little refinements and things that they need to fix with mainly the movement system. Also, I feel like some hitboxes should be a little bit more generous, mainly when you're in the air and you're close to enemies. A lot of your attacks can miss. And the EX moves, they're cool, but they're very easy to do either on accident, or they're too hard to do to just do them whenever you want. The way the input is right now, I don't know if it's like, I don't know, but they either need to make it's a whole different input, like it's a one button input, or they need to fix the timing on the EX, because it's not consistent. Basically, it feels very inconsistent doing EX moves. I feel like that's it. Again, I just wanted to throw the microphone on, talk about this game. I haven't, there's no, I like when I looked it up, there weren't any videos on YouTube of anybody just being like, hey, Slave Zero X, it's coming out, it looks cool. And I figured I'd do my part to kind of spread awareness, especially because character action games, you know, action games in general, they're kind of my favorite kinds of games, you know. I love digging into just action systems and game mechanics, blah, blah, blah. So I figured I'd talk about this game. It looks really cool. If it looks interesting, play the demo, give the developers feedback on the Steam page or on the Discord. And yeah, that's the video. Thanks for watching.